might have heard of BFDI having an official Spanish dub, but did you know Inanimate Insanity also has an official Spanish dub? It's made by the same company as the BFDI dub, and much like that one, it has a bit of censorship, so let's talk about that. First, I'll quickly go over a somewhat minor censorship, but one that some of you might notice. In most episodes, the ending credits are completely cut out, leaving only the animation logo. Though not all episodes do this. Probably the reason most episodes remove the ending credits is because they feature crew members announcing stuff, some of which was only ever relevant when the original episodes were released, like voting or merch releases. Or maybe they just really don't want to show real-life humans in the cartoon, I don't know. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the Spanish dub of II is done by the same company that's dubbing BFDI in Spanish. And if you've seen my old video about the censorship in the BFDI dub, first of all, I'm sorry for you, that video is so bad. And second, you'll know the BFDI dub has a habit of censoring one thing. Death! Well, more specifically, mentions of death. The BFDI dub most of the time opts to change them to things like annihilated, or destroyed, or eliminated. So what does the II dub do? Well...
Then, once they're tired out, we go in for the kill. Entre ellos, entonces, una vez que se cansen, entramos a matar.
I did not edit that. That is actually how it sounds in the dub. It's kind of ridiculous, honestly. At least in the BFDI dub, they had the decency to change it to other words. Here, they straight up just bleep it like it's a swear word, and it's just... bruh. I also want to clarify something that I didn't make very clear in my last video. None of these censors are coming from Jack and Jellyfy or Animation Epic themselves. They're coming solely from the company that makes the dubs. I'll get into more detail about that in my next video, but for now I want to make that part clear. Later, in episode 8, Out of Body Experience, they do actually go back to changing the words. And they use what's probably the worst term I've ever heard someone use to refer to death.
You need to revive them again, one at a time.
I can't revive them while they're still alive. What am I supposed to do? Kill them all again?
What? You're killing them?
Necesitas revivirlos de nuevo uno a la vez. No, no puedo revivirlos mientras vivan. ¿Qué se supone que haga? ¿Desuscribirlos de la vida?
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the man?
¿Qué? ¿Estás aniquilándolo?
This is actually so stupid, I genuinely have no words for this. Later in episode 15, Blueberry, they mostly go back to just censoring the words, this time with a bubble pop sound rather than bleeping them.
Yo sí, la gente muere aquí todo el tiempo. ¿Por qué de repente estamos siendo tan delicados?
Nos negamos a comenzar el desafío de reincorporación hasta que alguien, por favor, confiese el asesinato. ¿De acuerdo?
And in episode 19, Dr. Fizz calls Blueberry's fake death an execution instead of a murder. Like that's any better. That wraps up season 3, which now brings me to season 2, because yes, they're dubbing the show out of order. And just in episode 1 alone, there's already a bit of censorship. First, the dub has now gone back to bleeping the words. They can't decide. And second, now the censors not only include the word dead, but also the word shoot.
Hey, you can't just jump on them, you have to shoot them.
Shoot this!
Man, you killed me.
Hey, no puedes saltar sobre ellos. Debes
¡Esto!
me mat...
Like, honestly, these censors are kinda just stupid, especially for season 2, which covers some more serious things. I can imagine it's gonna be a bit hard to take the show seriously with all these censors. There's also something else I noticed, which has to do with Knife. While Knife as a character was not present in season 3, he does get mentioned by name, and his name then was translated as Cuchillo, which is knife in Spanish. But then in season 2, they translated his name as Filo, which actually means edge. It's not entirely clear, but I honestly feel like this name change is very likely part of the censors. At least they changed his name instead of bleeping it like a swear. And speaking of swear, episode 2 of season 2 is when we find out Knife still has his Doro doll. And here's the thing with the Doro dolls in II, they speak Spanish, just like the character that they're totally not based on. And if you've ever wondered what the Doro dolls in II are actually saying, they're saying they like, let's say, wieners. Or the pasta that has a funny name to it, I don't know. The point is, you would probably expect something like that to be censored in the Spanish dub. The same dub that censors any and all mentions of death and shooting. Nope, not only did they not dub it and leave the original audio intact, they didn't even censor it. You can still hear the door doll say she likes sausages in the Spanish dub. So I guess saying the words dead and shoot is not allowed, but a door doll saying she likes spicy pickles is a-okay. Makes total sense. Now, I have a lot more to talk about than just censorship. Seriously, a lot more. Not just in regards to the II dub, but also the BFDI dub, and even in regards to the company in charge of the dubs. So if you want to see a video on that, let me know in the comments. I'd love to make a video on it since no one in the English community is really talking about it, and I think it's kind of important.